It's time for another episode of the Real Pundits podcast, episode 46.
46.
46. And like always, this is Alex and
Brendan. And for those of you that don't know us,
where the heck are you going?
I mean, I just want to say,
What? You having a confessional, man?
I do.
Should I get like a little robe and close a door and have a little thing?
Put a screen between us?
Yes.
Oh, man. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Alex and I are just a couple of old dirty geeks.
When was the last time you saw a movie, my son?
A few days ago. Terrible.
That means you have to watch A Star is Born 3 times, followed by any Mel Brooks movie.
I don't know.
And you'll be absolved.
Born.
The original. If you're going to do it, go all the way.
I don't want to do that. Lady Gaga and
hey,
that dude.
that dude, that raccoon. The raccoon.
Yeah. I forget the
Bradley
guy's
Cooper.
name. Yeah, that's the guy.
That is the guy.
He was fantastic in The Hangover, and even better in Silver Linings Playbook.
That one was actually good.
Really, the only thing that makes me want to see A Star is Born, to be honest, is Bradley Cooper.
You need to check it out.
I probably won't.
I know you won't. Either way, so it's another week, and did you watch anything other than Game of Thrones, for real?
Yes. I finished a small Canadian series called Letterkenny.
Yeah, I know you've been pushing that one for a while.
Holy crap, it's so weird. I don't know why I like it so much.
I'll start on it after Game of Thrones. It's going to be something to look forward to.
It's very dry, weird humor.
I love dry, weird humor.
You'll love these Canadians then.
All right, then. Looks like we have the next thing we're going to be jumping into is all of the seasons of Letterkenny.
I don't really have a complaint about Letterkenny. That's the weird thing.
You don't have to complain about every single thing.
I do.
You do?
Like tonight, I'm going to complain about something I've been praising.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be fun.
Yep.
So until that time, and when we get into things that I'll probably end up making you complain about stuff, the new It 2 trailer came out. And I know you were so excited to sit there and see that because I know how much love you had for part 1. So I'm looking forward to you eventually seeing that and wanting to, run to the theater right now to go see It 2 so you can sing its praises. Mm-hmm. No praises?
None at all.
They shot a really good trailer.
I mean, sure.
And to me, I'm going... but again, there's a lot of people who go through and could shoot amazing trailers, and then when it comes time to produce beyond said trailer, things kind of fail.
Yeah, we see that with every Star Wars film that's been coming out.
Wow, you're in a mood. You're on one tonight.
I am.
Okay, then. Let's move on to...
Let's talk about the Red Viper and the Mandalorian.
Oh, by all means.
Since I brought up Star Wars.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Mandalorian race is extinct. And it's been extinct.
I'm going to let you go ahead and finish
minus
what you have to say.
Some clones of Jango Fett, as far as we know in canon.
That's the problem with that whole situation. Right now, canon is in a very unique place because based off of this, again, I'm going to do my normal thing. Based off of Rebels, and based off the fact if they actually bring in the Tales from Jabba's Palace, the actual novelization, we don't know where this could have gone from. And then again, some random guy may have just bought this at the thrift store out in Tatooine, and hey, I'm going to wear this armor.
And if that's the case, I can buy it. I can dig it. If he's just a guy in Mandalorian armor and he's not an actual Mandalorian, I can dig it. But
IG-88, that's all I'm going to say.
Is he in this movie?
Oh, yeah. There was like a 2-second thing of IG-88 spinning around shooting guns. I'm sorry. You sold me on that.
No, so I did not see that part. I'm going to retract every negative thing I've ever said.
Yeah.
Because ever since we had the lineup of bounty hunters in Return of the Jedi, I've been wanting to see IG-88. But you know what really disappoints me?
Huh.
So when I saw the name The Mandalorian, when you first brought it up, my hope was that they were going back to Malachor 5. They were going to do some Old Republic. And speaking of assassinating droids,
okay,
tell me how awesome HK-47 would be in a film.
And that is, again, where, since we're on the topic, D&D, from the current movie rumors that I've picked up as of recently, Rian Johnson's next set of Star Wars movies are actually on pause. And what got greenlit instead was D&D's whatever they're doing, which the huge rumor on the internet is we're going back to the Old Republic.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're pushing this Old Republic
thing. These guys can't write.
Are we previewing what you're going to complain about tonight? It may not be about a situation of writing. If they're the people going through and organizing it, and they know how rabid the fan base is,
Yeah, because they've done so good with that.
They follow their fan base. Now, I'm not saying it was exactly what we would want, but they will. Hey, fan base, what do you want? You want more of this?
Their
We're going to give you
fan base
this.
is not happy right now. They did not.
Some of their fan base is not happy.
Most of their fan base is
I've
not
seen
happy.
it almost down the line as far as reviews for this week's episode.
It's like 70-30.
I'll get more 60-40 from the things I was watching. And not everybody was complaining about the same things. There was one common factor, and we're going to get to that as far as...
Stupid Jon Snow.
Now, let's change the topic away from Star Wars, because it seems like it's more of a bad term for you than it is for me, the huge Star Wars fan.
No, I have to make sure we understand this. I was a fan of the original trilogy. I was a huge Star Wars fan for the original trilogy.
Right.
The prequels were terrible. I understood why they were terrible. Bad direction, some bad actor choices, and mostly bad writing because dude was rushed into doing something he wasn't really prepared to do ever. That's verbatim, and it's my problem with the prequels is my same problem with what was that movie, Rogue One? Why do I want to watch a movie that I've already seen the ending of?
More of a thing of seeing how you got to said situation. And the original setup was not even like that. That gets into whose puppet strings are you following? That's what I think about Rogue One.
Well, I mean, Rogue One was literally stealing the plans of the Death Star, which the end of that movie is the beginning. With the one thing I could say that they did was it was almost like a seamless transition with better effects.
Yes, but I also think that without the studio's influence so heavily, we would have gotten the original version of the movie that I think we'd have been happier with.
It still would have ended the same.
The ending I don't care about.
I do. Why am I going to get attached to characters if I know their ending? They're going to die.
Yeah, but maybe someone would have lived. You never know.
Yeah, Princess Leia and the droids.
Okay, I'll let that one
The
go.
people who get the plans.
Who get the plans.
Now, the people who steal them, they all die. They dead.
They did. Won't see a dead body. That was my one. But either way, we're going to go back and forth over the current state of Star Wars for a while now. But as things get closer to the release of the last of this trilogy, we're getting more and more information, and hopefully J.J. Abrams has a plan. That's all I'm going to say. And so we're going to move to Far From Home, Spider-Man trailer.
Multiverse, Marvel, more superheroes. Yay.
Spider-Man's only one of the major ones that's actually doing well.
I mean, they're all doing well financially.
Yeah, but as far as fan base,
I mean,
doing well. There's no. I'll put it like this:
keeping the hardcore fans as happy as keeping the casual fans. Yes,
and not all of a sudden having a political stance in the middle of the movie that starts a 50-50 battle amongst both of those different groups.
Get over it.
Hey, it's a thing that happens. So as we move forward from that, but did you like what you see as far as the trailer?
I mean, everything except for Jake Gyllenhaal.
Don't like him as Mysterio, huh?
I don't like him.
Oh, well, you just cut past the chase.
Yeah, I just don't like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
I mean, outside of Donnie Darko.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. But that's his one.
That was his one. Everybody, perfect. Everybody gets one. Mm-hmm. Nice. Got that one. Well, I've been trying to stall long enough to sit there and let you build up to this. Oh, you have one more?
We're not done.
Oh, you got one more.
What was it? Crawl? What was that movie?
Now you're bringing up one that I'm going, let's just move forward.
No, come on.
No, man.
We're going to talk about movies we both hate.
Why are you doing this to me? Because I'm a huge fan of, monster creature type of things, and this is where I drew the line.
This is weather and monster creatures.
Okay, I've gone far into
this
weather
is
thing.
Alligator cane.
Yeah, but
similar to Sharknado.
NATO, yeah, that's how. But except for they're taking it serious.
In the trailer, they're taking it serious.
I'm waiting to see.
I'm hoping.
The girl gets her arm bitten by a gator, and she still has the gun in her hand, and she pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is no longer.
It's Sharknado.
Yeah.
But Gator King.
Yeah, but Hurricane Heist wasn't this bad. And I watched all of Hurricane Heist, and that was a really bad movie. And yes, oh, gosh. I can't remember the actor who's in it. He was one of the major characters in True Blood. Suki's brother.
Okay.
And...
Okay. Sucker.
But he's in that movie.
Can I call on you sometimes, sucker?
Don't make me, man. We'll go through all the seasons of that. Have you review that? Let's see how long you last.
I'll get through season 1.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I watched to season 2, season 3. Like, I got about halfway through and I just threw my hands up and said, I'm done. As soon as fairies were introduced, I'm out.
All the
show
way
about
through,
vampires, man. I'm like, okay.
All the way through, man. I made it all the way through.
You know what show was really good on HBO? Treme.
Treme was an awesome show. And talking about HBO, we're going back to Driftwood.
Mm-hmm.
They made a movie out of it, a movie event out of it. Mm-hmm. Everybody looks exactly the way you would expect them to look with a little bit of time passing.
I'm excited about it.
That one was one. And they're doing something with The Watchmen. I'm wondering if Alan Moore is getting involved in that, because every single time someone touches one of his properties, he just goes online and complains. So I don't know if this is him writing it, or they just have the titles, the rights to it, and they're just going to go with it.
Watchmen. Ooh.
It's a different story of The Watchmen.
Is there going to be a big blue penis?
I don't think so in this one.
Then that's going to take all the allure out of it.
So,
because that was the
that was
the best part of the movie was smurfmeatspin.com.
Wow. So we're going to go ahead and let you just jump into some game with it. Unless you have something else that you want to, because as you see, I'm fighting bad against going through Crawl. Crawl is just such a...
Is it called Crawl?
Yeah, it's called Crawl.
I forgot the name. I kept thinking it was like something, but Crawl sounds about right. No, I mean, it just looks like Sharknado with alligator and hurricanes. I'm not sure if I'm going to love it like I did Sharknado, or if I'm going to hate it because it's not quite Sharknado.
As long as it's silly. But they're taking the trailer's taking itself too serious.
I think the only reason you couldn't take the first Sharknado trailer seriously is because they made it for sci-fi. And you can't take anything on sci-fi seriously.
No.
Even Basilisk. Like, that movie turned out to be better than I expected.
You watched Basilisk.
Oh, heck yeah, I did. That was amazing. For a sci-fi film.
For a sci-fi film.
Which, I mean, that's the best compliment you can give a sci-fi film, is you are good for a sci-fi film. They don't throw a lot of budget at it. I mean, we are no known, potential film writers, and we could probably get a budget for a sci-fi film.
Yeah, that is very much true. Which leads me to talking about budgets, if we're going to go down this road. But then you look at the Alien 20th anniversary little shorts they put out. Those have decent budgets for what they're doing and have amazing stories for 5 minutes.
Intellectual property differences.
But they did a good job.
But if somebody says, hey, I want to pay tribute to aliens and you're sci-fi, you're going to go, hey, we can bank on that. If somebody says, hey, I want to make a movie about sharks in a tornado, you're like, $90,000.
90. I got you.
Yeah. You get $90,000. Can you do it with that? Maybe. Who's not working right now? The guy from Saved by the Bell and Tara Reid. Fantastic.
There's half your budget.
Yeah. The rest of it's $20,000. We're going to borrow LA.
Borrow. It's like take it off the shelf. Let me borrow this for a minute. Yeah. I'll bring it right back.
Pay a bunch of homeless people $1
to get swept up in those little tornado machines that you can grab money out of. Yeah, I see. You're building up the Sharknado thing really well.
But then you have alligator cane, or whatever it is, gator cane, or hurrigator.
There you go,
hurrigator. But no, hurrigator looks stupid. But stupid enough that I'm gonna watch it.
So you're willing to go watch that, but you won't go through and watch it too.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Let us begin.
Well, you don't want to know why?
That's enough. Just leave that wide open.
Because I watched it one and it was garbage. I haven't seen Gator Cane yet, or Hurrigator, whatever you want to call it. I haven't even seen. I've seen the trailer. It looks dumb. I'm excited for dumb. It's not. It has nothing to do with superheroes. Dan and Dave are not attached to it. And
wow,
it's about weather and animals.
And animals is a good thing, especially for this week's episode.
And seeing is that the location in which we record, you think you'd be more behind the idea of seeing something destroy your neighbors.
Yeah, that would be a good thing, but that also means poor dogs would be injured. Now, talking about dogs,
okay,
I'm leading you to Game of Thrones, man. I'm not
going
to let you get away with
I'm
this.
I'm going to preface this by, before you leave Jon Snow, before you let your dog walk away with Tormund, pet your damn dog.
And this was brought to you by...
Hug your dog. Pet your dog. That dog saved your life more than once.
And spay and neuter your pets. I mean, if you're going to go this route, I have to follow down that road.
Please remember to spay and neuter your pets.
All right. Game of Thrones.
Never buy purebred. Always adopt.
Episode 4. Minus the Jon Snow thing, give me your thoughts, man.
Oh, man.
I'm letting you go ahead and just go with it.
Did you watch the show Dexter?
Yeah, I watched it almost all the way through.
Okay.
Something stopped me towards the last season.
That's verbatim how I feel right now. I wish I would have stopped before this season. Not that the first 3 episodes weren't good, but man, there's some inconsistencies in characters and logic that used to be there and intelligence that used to be there that's just not there anymore.
Yeah, but you're also seeing the rushed version of trying to get through a lot of content and story building and character building.
Did we need to see Brienne get laid by Jaime just for him to break her heart? Absolutely not. Did it add anything to her character? Absolutely not. Did it make Jaime seem more vile?
It did add a little something to her character, at least for me.
What? Male genitalia? For a brief moment? Just so he can stand... Like, that's how you know the sex is bad, when it makes you miss your sister.
Wow. I was going over the fact of it showed Brienne as a woman finally.
Did anybody not see her as a woman? Do we have to objectify her because she's a woman and make her have sex?
Wow, we're gonna do this.
I mean, I might as well pander to that audience.
So we're gonna start playing the Bechdel test game every single time we watch an episode of something.
No, we're not gonna play the Bechdel test game. But what I am trying to say is, it was unnecessary.
Agreed.
It was complete. I mean, and if you're gonna do it with somebody, let it be the guy that actually cares about her.
I think he did care about her.
I think he did too, till he realized that Cersei was about to get dead, or that Cersei might win. So he did
Cersei
the same
might
thing
start doing crazy stuff, and he's like, "I gotta go stop my twin."
No, I think it's more of a Cersei might win, because the news he got was Missandei had been captured, Rhaegal had been shot down. Obviously, she's prepared for this. Now there's only one dragon, not 2. A quarter of an army.
I don't think his reasons of going back are for the reasons that we're all thinking. That's just my point of view. I think he's going back to go handle a situation because things are going too far.
He's probably going to go back to kill his sister. And that's probably his entire purpose. And what he did was...
And for half a second, I think that he was actually comfortable. He was like, I can live this life until he got that news. Yeah. And he knew there was only one way that he was going to be able to go there by himself. Because if he was like, I got to go kill my sister, Brienne would be like...
She'd have talked him out of it. She'd have been begging. But instead of... If he just looks like a royal prick...
Talk to go. Like, hey, when are we leaving? I'll roll with you.
Yeah, but if he looks like a royal prick, then she gets to stay out of harm's way and stay there and cry. And it just breaks her heart instead of being...
No, that was a sad cry. I think that she's like my number 2 ugly crier award of the year, Viola Davis.
She's also an ugly drinker.
Yeah. But I thought that was a little fun to see that part. I enjoyed that scene.
It was cool to see. It was cool to see them playing going back to season 1 with Tyrion's drinking game,
and to see them have a little bit of.
Yeah, it was good to see old Tyrion a little bit there for a second. Speaking of old Tyrion, Bronn. That scene was stupid.
I loved that scene.
So here's why it was stupid.
Okay, tell me why it was stupid when I can explain to you the reason why I loved it.
Okay, so everything about it, up until the High Garden thing, was stupid. So here's why. Bronn, up until this point, has followed these 2 around till he got paid.
Yes.
At this point, he's like, I'm going to come find you after. That's not ensuring you're going to get paid.
I think that was more of the fun threat. I think Bronn's just enjoying the game.
No, I don't think Bronn's enjoying the game. I think Bronn wants his castle.
He already has his castle.
No, he doesn't have his castle.
I thought
he had to kill those 2 to get River Run.
Right. But didn't he already get a castle once already? I thought he got some type of property.
No, he was going to get the Stokeworth castle if he would have married the Stokeworth.
Oh, he never
took that away from him.
Yeah.
So he's been following them around, and this is why it was stupid. And this goes back to the characters are not acting like themselves.
That scene, I thought it was...
Bronn would have attached himself to Tyrion's hip.
Based on what he said. I think he came through... I guess what I enjoyed about that little scene was... It was almost like season 1. The almost humorous banter between those 3 characters.
Oh, yeah. I
thought the interactions I thought was what made it for me. I was like,
I can get behind that concept, but
the feels were there for that feeling. But the
Bronn
problem was
did not act like Bronn.
Right. But it was there.
up until the promise of a castle.
That's where I was starting to go, you're going to, okay, let's see where this goes.
At this point, I'm looking at conclusion versus build up.
And right now, I'm not paying, I'm no longer caring about conclusion because this is mucked up.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, I'm still trying to figure out how you're going to have a settling conclusion in 2 episodes.
You're not. You're going to have a really...
We're going to have a rushed...
It's not even going to be a bittersweet ending like George promised us. This is going to be Dexter.
Yeah.
This is going to be Lost.
The Lost thing, man. Come on now.
This is going to be Prison Break.
I never got through with Prison Break.
Yeah. It was a really bad ending after a
Didn't they start over every single time? Like every season he'd be in, somebody's in a new jail, one of the 2 brothers...
I mean, that's not... The first 3 seasons was he got his brother out of... got out of jail. Now they're running.
Right.
And that was where it should have stopped. Or it's... This... We should not have gone past the books. I think the next time somebody wants to get an intellectual property, they need to make sure it's completed before they start doing it.
Something as episodic as
Game of Thrones.
Because the Songs of Fire and Ice really were... You need to have all of them before you do it.
Yeah, because this is... the books are going to be so different, I hope. God, I hope.
I don't even think it's even a challenge, especially the way the books.
George, you look at the second the books were no longer in play, Tyrion's character started getting written like crap. Was not as intelligent, and then this season he's just been kind of an idiot
because he's leading with his heart. I see that point that he's leading with his heart, not his brain.
And speaking of idiots,
what other character are you possibly going to be bringing up?
Sansa.
You got beef with Sansa?
No.
Okay.
No. I've got beef with the idea that she can't appreciate somebody for literally sacrificing their guarantee to the throne. Because had Dany just said, "Yeah, I don't need the North. You guys go handle your business on your own," and left them up there to die, so when the Night King came down, she'd just be like, "Okay, I'm burning you with 3 dragons." Because that's what it would have been. It would have been 3 dragons. Mm-hmm. Her armies could have taken King's Landing. If she had not gone to Jon, there would have been no Euron goes and gets the Golden Company. Mm-hmm. She would have beelined, surround King's Landing, right? Mm-hmm. Fortified the area around it, starved everybody out till they threw Cersei to her.
Cooked Cersei,
sat on the throne. Targaryen, yay. Now Northern problem. 3 dragons, massive army, entire country. Except for the North. They'd all be dead.
And that's how you would solve that whole situation.
Yeah, they'd all be dead. The North would be dead. But everything south would live. It's 3 dragons and a massive army. Sure, they wouldn't have the know-how other than the 3 dragons. So the Night King probably would not die.
No, he would win.
Maybe.
Oh, he would win.
Maybe. Because unless it's Valyrian steel that does it, which there were plenty of Valyrian steel down there.
Yeah, but the knowledge. 3-eyed Raven, no 3-eyed Raven, none of this would...
Maesters in the Citadel, though, once they know for a fact it exists, they go, "Hey, I found this book." Now they know that Valyrian steel or dragon glass or the cat's paw dagger.
But that information was already existing, so I don't think it would have been a thing of sharing said situation.
The Maesters would have shared it.
Maybe.
It's a long trip from Winterfell to...
It's a long trip.
It's a long trip from Winterfell to the south. Long trip.
Well, we'll never know because we got something drastically different.
Right. So the Night King is... So instead, she sacrificed her entire army.
Yeah.
The majority of it to save them. And Sansa was like, "Oh, we don't trust her. We don't trust her." But what do you need more to trust somebody? They show they got your back.
Free the North. That's all.
Daenerys pulled away, but if you remember the conversation between Yara and Dany, Yara went about it differently. "We'll fight for you. Just let us do us." Okay. Basically, it would be a land with 3 queens. Got it with some unity. Dany would have backed that. Like,
yeah,
the North will be allied to you. Let us have our independence, and we will be forever your ally.
There you go.
Period.
But this version of Dany's gotten to Westeros, and everybody bends the knee to me.
Yeah,
That's all she's seeing right now. And as more things get layered on, all she wants to do is see everybody
So
bend the knee.
So what happened to the breaker of change? Because bending the knee is just a different chain.
Yeah, she's
What happened to
turning
the breaker? What happened to the breaker of change?
She's gone.
Right. What, on a boat? She just said, "Hey,
No.
I'm throwing that person in the water."
Yeah,
Okay.
that
So
person.
character inconsistency, which is my big complaint. Character inconsistency.
This is their way of showing that she's going mad.
But she wasn't. She acted like this the second she stepped off a boat. So, where
That's what I'm saying.
was the
This is
catalyst?
their version.
What was the catalyst of it? Nothing.
The catalyst now, I can understand.
No. Masande dying, sure. Catalyst to get her to act a fool.
Dragon
fine.
dying.
But up until this point,
Up until that point, no. I don't think we should have seen that, and we're getting it pretty hardcore, especially with her commanding John not to tell a soul. That was where I was starting to go, wow, yeah, I love you, but don't do what I tell you to do.
no.
And, of course, John no longer having a backbone is my other big issue with this episode.
You want to know what I think is going to happen with this? Here's the sad ending that I'm going to give.
Would you create an ending?
This is my prediction.
Okay, give me your prediction.
Jamie's on his way down.
Okay?
Danny's army's going to capture Jamie.
Okay?
Tyrion is going to ask her to show mercy. Danny's going to refuse. Tyrion will resign his hand. Tyrion then will free Jamie and try to get Cersei out of the city.
Really?
Danny will have Varys executed, and
That's when I stopped watching the show when you kill Varys.
And Danny will then assault King's Landing. And an incredibly one-sided, I'm going to burn the shit out of you fight.
Okay.
So, the place where Cersei and Missandei stood open basically will be used as wildfire to burn some of Danny's troops. Or Danny will... it's going to get destroyed. That entire beautiful thing they built is going to get destroyed where all those, Lannister soldiers are going to start surrendering, but Danny is not going to care. Neither is Grey Worm. They're going to just start massacring people.
Do you think it's going to be her and Grey Worm just murdering
people? John is going to, at that point, attempt to get Danny to stop. Grey Worm and him are going to have a little moment, but Lannister soldiers are going to basically say, okay, if you're not going to stop fighting us, we're going to keep fighting you, and then that's going to force them to not fight each other. Drogon is going to burn King's Landing and Euron's entire fleet. During that scene, that's when Clegane Bowl is going to happen.
Okay.
I've been thinking about this. This is a very detailed...
Yeah, you
Clegane Bowl will happen. They will both die.
Okay.
By fire.
Okay.
Like, they'll kill each other, but, like, the Hound will be mortally wounded and die by fire. Jaime will fight Euron and kill him, but he will also be mortally wounded in that. Jaime will make it to Cersei, and they die together in fire. Once again, we're back to Dany executing everybody in King's Landing. Jon and Tyrion very upset at her. Tyrion is then arrested for freeing his brother.
Okay.
But she's going to figure out that Jaime's there somehow. There's going to be a trial set for Tyrion because now it's done.
Okay, so we're into the last episode.
She's taken the throne. Trial set for Tyrion. Tyrion then is going to try to convince Jon to turn on Dany. Jon is going to try to talk sense into Dany. She's going to believe that she is high, mighty, justified queen lady. This is going to put a situation where Jon is going to realize that his family will not be safe because he is a threat to her.
Okay.
Sansa is going to end up betraying Tyrion somehow.
Okay.
I can already see that happening just based off how she was using him before. Jon's going to kill Dany.
Roll credits?
No.
You have more after that.
So Jon's going to kill Dany. Now comes the actual outcome of all of this.
Okay.
The survivors. Jon's going to, because he committed regicide. He's going to have to be exiled. He's going to have to take the black, which no longer exists, or die.
So for him, it'll be going back home to the Wildlings.
Yeah. So he's going to probably join the Wildlings again. Go back to Ghost. Pet him.
Finally pet him.
That's my hope.
That's all this... You don't care what happens as long as Jon Snow goes back and pets his dog.
Tyrion gets executed.
Whoa.
Probably with the help of Sansa and Bran.
Okay. You were just coming up with... You realize all that stuff you've talked about, you're going to try to cram into 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not happening.
No, they're going to speed through it.
I don't think so. You think there's going to be a time jump? Like an epilogue level type of time jump?
No, I think they're going to conclude it with whoever's going to be named to the throne.
And that's where we're going to sit at? Mm-hmm. See, mine is a little bit differently.
I believe that the last death you're going to see is Tyrion's.
I think it's going to be Gendry that sits on the phone.
I'm hoping for that. So this is this is not what I'm hoping for. This is the dumbest ending I could think of.
And wrote down.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of what logical place they are going to go. With all the things they've teased.
But you've also, even with your version of the story, that's a multiple episode. We have 2 episodes, and you still have to finish this.
Right.
I don't think that
74 minutes. If you put the pedal to the metal, you can rush it and make it look terrible. Look, this is going to be a rushed hack job.
I think that D&D will actually pull this one through. I have faith that they'll at least...
If it happens, I will...
Don't do this, man. Last time...
I will leave it to our audience.
Nope, I'm not involved in this.
Not for Alex.
Not for me. I'm not.
Pick something you think, for those of you that listen, pick something you think I will hate.
That's not a Christmas movie this time.
It's not a Christmas Carol movie thing. And make me watch it and review it.
You know what? I'll jump in on that because I'll start coming up with films because I'll help out and give them at least a multiple choice to sit there and give a...
There we go. Alex gets to pick a movie that I'm probably going to hate that I have to review if I lose this bet.
That sounds good because I don't think that... The bet is...
I don't think they're going to pull it off. I think it's going to be the dumbest ending you can think of.
I don't think it's
Which for me, that was the dumbest ending I could think of.
I don't think it's going to end like on a MASH level where the ending of this is talked about forever. I think that episodes 2 and 3 are going to be what's talked about forever. Because
I think the first 4 seasons are going to be talked about forever. I think we're going to Dexter this
and have an amazing beginning,
having a fantastic beginning and a terrible end. That is just there's no way around it. Sure, 2 and 3 were good episodes, but Lost had some good episodes in their last season too. And in all fairness, Breaking Bad had some bad episodes in its last season. So, so this I could be wrong. I very much could be wrong. This could be just a bad episode that just happened. But we have too much to cover.
From you as like me, Star Wars, you, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, more Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, but still the concept is you know this thoroughly.
I'm high fantasy the way you are sci-fi.
Right. This was your thing. You've hyped this train for such a long time.
I know I've been pulling this train down the tracks even when other people were jumping off of it.
And you have an issue with just one episode because a man would not pet his wolf goodbye.
No, that's not. That was the icing on top of the.
Oh, okay, cake. That was too much for you.
I had a multi-layered hate cake that just when John refused to pet Ghost, it just kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. But the rest of the episode just really did it. This is bad writing. This is rushed. This is improper storytelling. You have such a beautiful set of novels. Beautiful set of novels written by a fantastic author.
Okay, you're building this up just to kick us in the jump.
You have intricate, in-depth characters that were given to you on a silver platter, and then it's gone.
And that is exactly the same way I feel about comics versus the MCU.
Oh yeah, no, you can't argue that either.
But the whole concept is that is its own movie universe. Now, if you can separate books, like you always tell me, you can't bring up the books. So can you separate books?
Sure.
Separate it far enough
I'll just call it for a TV show?
For a TV show.
For just a TV show. Okay. So you spent the first 4 seasons building up these really intricate characters, giving nobody plot armor. Everybody's able to die. Mm-hmm. Then you started destroying your own mythos. You started destroying your own writing style. You then started rushing through everything like somebody was giving you a time limit.
And they did.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And that was I think, again, we're talking about
this
versus...
This may not be Dan and Dave's fault. This may be people sitting in an office.
I honestly...
Or you can they bit off more than they could chew.
All right, from the insider information from the research I've done, this is not D&D's fault.
No, because I know that with the CGI thing and there's budget constraints from HBO because it is the last season, so HBO doesn't care.
And HBO also pushed for this. Give us an actual ending. Instead of dealing with George going, I'll get you an ending, let's just trail this on. Let's take a longer break, blah, blah, blah. And no, we're going to finish this. We're going to have a finalized because people don't read, nor will they wait to read, so we're finishing this. That is actual
No, and
That's
I'm
insider
sure.
knowledge.
I'm sure
So
HBO.
they got pushed for.
And
to
even
do
if
this
it's
the way
not Dan and Dave's fault, and they're just writing like George Lucas did for the prequels, hey, all right, that's fine. That's not going to make it good. It's just going to make me understand why it was bad.
Okay, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But I
Just
think
because,
that we
and
have
just
to.
because I can understand why something's bad doesn't mean I have to enjoy it or even look at the bright side of it.
No, you don't have to look at the bright side, but you also have to, as film people, there are moments of at least film. If we step away from the fanboydom and look at just as film people, there's amazing work that's being done on Game of Thrones that we won't see ever again.
Oh yeah, huge set pieces, realistic fight scenes. I mean, it's changing the way epic TV is done. But if you're given budget constraints and a time frame, maybe you should talk to Sam Raimi. He made a beautiful piece with a low budget,
yeah,
and a limited time frame.
I'll give you props.
It's a little thing called Evil Dead. Maybe you heard of it. Phenomenal film, low budget. Or talk to George Romero. Made something on a really low budget.
Yeah.
With
I'm not fighting you
with
on
a
this.
time frame. Maybe use some artistic talent instead of biting somebody else's stuff, which made you successful, and then now that you're on your own, you're kind of failing a little bit.
Wow, man. You've been holding back, man.
They
burn you once. You just don't. You won't let it go.
No, look, I've talked about like this.
Yeah, this has been a slow build, but
it's
much
just
like
been,
Game of Thrones.
Exactly. This is the entire thing. The entire purpose of Game of Thrones has been a troll on me personally. I've taken this so personal.
Yeah,
and it's because it took such great work and great television, and just. Did you ever see the episode of South Park where they watched Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. For anybody that doesn't get that reference, go watch South Park, go watch that episode. I'm not saying that word on this show.
And I'm also saying don't watch it. That was just straight up garbage. But either way.
You hate South Park.
My thing comes down to it is it's sad that I'm actually impressed that you have this much passion. And I'm trying my best to fight you to go, you have to look at the other side of this because you're making all valid points. So I'll give you what you have for right now. But I'm saying before you cast that last stone, let's finish out the season.
Oh, I'm not going to not finish out. This isn't It 2.
Okay.
Like the first one just sucks so bad. I'm like,
I'm done.
I'm invested.
But you see, it's weird though. You're seeing a lot of people online who are feeling like you. And that's the part where I'm starting to go, wow, this is maybe real.
You're seeing more stuff online with people complaining about some SJW stuff and some.
I'm ignoring all that part.
And
I'm passing that. I'm talking about people who are really just focused on storyline and how things were handled. And everyone's saying the same thing. We are being rushed.
We're being rushed, and you can see how great of an author Martin really is by how the show has changed since they left the source material. Even the little deviations, they added to it visually. So I'm okay with the little deviations from the books. Little story nuances, cutting certain characters, mixing characters together. Hey, okay, I can dig it. Go in a different direction. I'm fine with that. So much
time you can possibly put in on
Correct. So I don't need every character. I don't need the biter Brienne scenes. Like, let Brienne not ever have that happen to her.
Yeah.
I don't need Tyrion and the Golden Company. I'm not sure how that storyline's going to go anyway. We don't need the Golden Company invading Storm's End because they're following an Aegon Targaryen. We don't really. I mean, it'd be cool to have Lady Stoneheart, but. Yeah. Instead, we got the Brotherhood Without Banners and a few seasons because you wouldn't have had time to build her up anyway.
No.
And then we didn't get too much on the history of Rhaegar. We didn't get A Feast for Crows was completely different.
Yeah.
Versus the time in the books. Time of the books versus time of the show. But we got important events.
Yeah.
Red Wedding, Purple Wedding, Jon Snow's death.
And I think
Ned's death.
For what we deal with now as far as people taking interpretations of certain properties, we're never going to get what we've had back in the past.
Yeah.
This is like, for example, the Jamie Foxx Spawn that's getting ready to come out. I'm already walking into it going, I know not to expect what we got the first time.
Why would you go from Michael Jai White to Jamie Foxx?
Especially with Michael Jai White sitting right there.
He's there, not working. He can do it. He wants to.
And so to me, I'm going, before I see that movie, I have to go through and just step away from it.
One of them can put down a choreographed fight scene. The other one might be able to run and punch.
Yeah, but this might be the other version of how Spawn was written. The psychological horror that was supposed to go on.
No, I'm
with.
down for that too. But
I want to see how they're going to play it, but I'm also going to step away from it going, okay, this is not going to be anything like any of the books. Kind of like the whole situation of Batwoman going on to CW.
yeah,
I'm a huge Batwoman's for the art style and the way the story's told because it's such a polarization of Batman. But I know I'm not going to get that when I watch the CW. I'm just happy to at least see my character show up. And if they at least get an idea of what she's supposed to be, I'm okay with it.
if they culminate the show Batwoman into the Killing Joke, I'll be cool.
I'm even willing to let that go.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That I'm cool if
Yeah.
they do that. Because otherwise it's stupid.
Well,
Gotham just ended, man. And they finally introduced Batman for the thing.
I
and they've
thought
been
that was
waiting
really
to
cool.
that was fantastic.
That
the way
part was
Fox
really
did
cool,
it.
but I hated the fact that they did No Man's Land as their last. And for anybody who doesn't know, there's a novel called No Man's Land that got turned into some graphic novels that tells a story of if Gotham City was just on their own and all the different villains took a certain part of the town and they were all fighting against each other and you have some heroes kind of stuck in the middle. It's a really cool novelization, but the problem is they try to do that for TV and you really can't do it, especially for for Fox. Now, if this was
Netflix could have done it in a miniseries.
Netflix, yeah, because then you could add in the violence and the carnage that goes along with it. But now you have to kind of go, these are these titles, no matter which one they are, comic book, sci-fi, fantasy, high fantasy, and go, that was cool. I mean, at least I got the chance to see it and covet the book still because those days are gone. That's just my 2 cents. Cha-ching. But on that note, I'm going to let you go ahead and finish it off. Anything else? Any last comments, man? Because we are done for this week.
Jon Snow should have pet Ghost. That was a good boy.
That really got you. I think that's
that
what,
really did bother me.
as tough as you are, man. I think that's
No, the puppies, man. Don't mess with the dogs.
yeah. And
No, I'll tell you what though. It's not just Jon Snow in.
he would have gone back. If you like what you're saying, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Jon Snow, we originally got, would have probably started with the wolf, and then maybe said goodbye to everybody else.
Yeah, maybe the wolf and Tormund.
Yeah.
And then Sam, if he doesn't see Sam crying on the floor going, "What's wrong with you?"
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what he did the whole, like Sam just deserves to die. He doesn't deserve to get a kid and a lordship. He needs to die. He caused Ed's death and he laid there crying. He needs to die. Sansa, okay, so back to what I didn't get to talk about.
Okay, yeah, finish
So
it up.
Sansa did bring up one really good point.
Okay.
And Dany was an idiot. And Jon was an idiot. Now, I get that Jon and Dany had just had a conversation about him not telling anybody he's Aegon, and it's all going to be good, and they're going to have a great relationship, and everything's going to be fine, right? So, in the process of that conversation, he's trying to reassure. So when they're having their little war council meeting, and Sansa's like, "Hey, everybody should hold on. Like, your force is included. Everybody should just wait here, rest up, and then go attack Cersei because it's stupid to go when you're fatigued from a battle." And she's right.
Right.
There's no rush. Cersei's not invading. You've got time. Cersei's already prepared. While you've been doing this, Cersei has been preparing. You can wait. Rhaegal could have healed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jon could have rode Rhaegal and been paying attention and maybe got Euron before they got Rhaegal. But nope, Jon had to lose 2 pets in one day.
Wow, man, the losing the pet thing is really hitting you hard.
Because Dany didn't want to listen and Jon wanted to back Dany.
And they're trying to rush the whole madness of the Targaryen.
And that's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. Either do it right and slow crawl it, or don't do it at all.
And I hear you.
The Mad King didn't go mad overnight. It took him 20 years.
And I'm going to try to counter you and try to finish all this up in Summit by saying, look at your target audience. So, if you have any questions or comments and you want to hit us up, mailbag at therealpundits.com and find us at Twitter at therealpundits. And other than that, I hope everyone has fun watching the next episode of Game of Thrones because
that was so depressing to realize I'm surrounded by idiots. Bye.
I am so good. Bye.